Okay, time for a new video, and whether you are somebody new to my channel or you are returning to my channel to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, I'm filming this video in one go, so if I stumble over my words moving forwards, apologies about that. And also, if there is any lag to this video, anything like that at all, sadly it cannot be helped, and hopefully it is not too much of an issue for you. This is yet another Eurovision 2022 related video here on my channel, and ladies and gentlemen, it is nearly upon us. This week, the 66th edition of the Eurovision Song Contest takes place at the Palaolimpico in Turin in Italy, beginning with the first semi-final tomorrow night at the time of recording this video you're watching now, where 17 nations will take to the stage, 17 acts vying for 10 spots in the grand final, and those results, as always, will be determined thanks to a 50% international jury vote. They'll be voting this evening, and a 50% public vote. That's, of course, during the live show tomorrow night. Those votes are then combined to work out the 10 qualifiers. We know these songs very well. We've heard them multiple times. We've all got our own thoughts as to who's going through. Today, I am going to be going through all of the songs again, albeit quite briefly, because, like I said, we know them so well now. And I'll be telling you my final prediction as well. That will not be changing. I'll be going through it again tomorrow night. My final prediction as to what will happen for the first semi-final. So, with that massive ramble out of the way, I just want to take this opportunity to say a big thank you for all of the support lately. Feel free to leave comments letting me know your predictions as well. I'm very interested to know. Any comments in general, leave a like, subscribe, all of that is very appreciated and nice to see. And there'll be more videos from me this week, absolutely, and blog posts. Link in the description as always to my other social media pages. Check them out if you so wish. Today, obviously you know what this video is now. Tomorrow, all being well, there will be a video from me, here in my bedroom, reacting to the results on my TV as they come in. And that will be about a 10-15 minute long video, nothing fancy, and the intention is to upload it as soon as the show is over. On Wednesday, a review of Semi-1, a preview of Semi-2, and a prediction for Semi-2 as well. On Thursday, reacting to the Semi-2 results. On Friday, a review of Semi-2, a preview of the final, and a very rough grand final prediction. And then, this Saturday, I will be reacting to all of the points as they come in what will be a bumper video here on my channel. So be on the lookout for that if you're interested. Then I'll be taking a bit of a break before reviewing the contest as a whole. It's strange to think that it's Monday now, and this time next week it'll all be over. We'll know where next year's contest is going to be. We'll know all of the results. It'll be finished. So, without further ado, let me get straight into this. There'll be a lot of waffle, so do bear with me. Obviously, all 17 nations involved tomorrow night will vote alongside two of the automatic finalists in France and Italy. Opening the show, Albania, Ronela Hayati with Secret. We know Ronela is a great performer, fierce, confident, sexy, there's choreography. Really, this is ticking a lot of the right boxes. It's an ethno-pop banger. A lot of people really love it. However, it seems as though the rehearsal footage that has been released hasn't been that warmly received, at least to me, what I've read online and what I've seen. It seems as though a lot of people were left feeling underwhelmed. Maybe that's because of some of the wide shots, maybe the colour scheme, pink and blue, is that really working? I don't know. Maybe it's just not packing as much of a punch as we want it to. But of course, we've only seen about 45 seconds worth of footage. The whole performance will be 3 minutes. This is still popular. I still like it. You could absolutely say that this is one of the strongest songs Albania has ever had at Eurovision. It's hard to see this missing out even though it's on first. Song 2, Latvia, Eat Your Salad by Chiti Zeni. Well, this went from being a song that I viewed as having no hope whatsoever until it started gaining a bit more attention, and now it really is on the cusp, I would say, of going through. Not a sure qualifier, but not a definite non-qualifier either. It's a fun, cheeky track. You can't take it too seriously, although it does seem to have quite a nice message to it. They're performing it with complete conviction. They're moving about the stage well. Vocals don't seem too bad. It's very colourful. It puts a smile on your face. Yes, it's on early, but this still could be going through. The juries might not be keen at all. The public, on the other hand, might really think that this is the bee's knees. Song 3, Lithuania, the first low-key track of the semi-final. Then Monica Liu with Sentimente, the first Lithuanian entry in their own language for a long, long time. And this is a sort of jazzy, slinky number. Monica is just great. She performs this so well, works the camera, blows a kiss to it at one point. She's in that gorgeous, sparkly, backless dress, looking like $1,000,000. And it's so effortless, you know? Just moving about, really feeling the music. The stage is very sparkly. It's not coming across in the way that they wanted it to, and I think that's because of the fact that the arches are facing the other way. Maybe, I don't know. But the camera moves around her. It's very delicate, this song. It's really lovely. It's not one of my favourites whatsoever, but I can really see the positives in it. Saying that, still a borderline qualifier for many, I would say. Moving on to Song 4, another ballad here, even more so. Switzerland, Maria Spare with Boys Do Cry. Oh man, this has the potential to be a real moment. Very minimal in terms of what's going on. He's in a very casual black outfit. There's a heart projection on his face at one point. This sort of CGI effect of butterflies, I think it is, floating away. It's really, really intimate, really pretty. And it is a really nice song that I feel has been underrated for quite a while. Ever since it was released, you could say, absolutely. It's been a bit underrated. But is this just going to be too dull for the neutral listener? Perhaps. Will the juries like it? Perhaps. Put those two things together, it's a borderline qualifier for many. Again, I would say. Moving on to Song 5, yes, Slovenia, LPS Last Pizza Slice with Disco. This is a sort of throwback disco sound. A young group really doing a great job. Again, this is not staged quite in the way they wanted it to be staged, but it still looks pretty good. Massive disco ball, which I've called a marble in previous videos. In the rehearsal clip, the camera's moving around them. The drummer is on this massive plinth, so it looks as though they're sitting on top of this disco ball. I'm not entirely sure that looks really nice, but there we are. They're in these snazzy, jazzy outfits. Vocals have been getting better all the time. I think the confidence has been getting better all the time. I would still like to see a bit more movement, but I don't think we're going to get it. It is a very cool and sophisticated track, in Slovene as well, which is nice. However, I know there are fans for this, but I don't think there's enough fans for this. And I'm also not entirely convinced that the international juries will be dishing out points left, right and centre as well. But who knows. Ukraine, Song 6, the overwhelming favourite to win. My goodness, it is looking, if you believe the betting odds, and what some other people are saying as well, Ukraine are walking away with it this year. Kalash Orchestra with Stefania. Very powerful, obviously going to be a real moment. We've got the eyes on the backdrop, this sort of blue and orange colour scheme. It's not as chaotic or as frantic in the rehearsal clip as what the whole thing was at Vidbir, the national final, a couple of months ago. It seems as though it's reined in a little bit more, and it's packing more of a punch as a result. I like it more this way. Vocals are great. The message of the song is great. Obviously, the lyrics have taken on a bit of a different meaning because of what's happening in Eastern Europe at the moment. If it wins, fine. Ukraine have such a brilliant track record at Eurovision, I don't think anybody would be the slightest bit surprised to see them hold aloft the trophy. However, will there be sympathy points going their way? Yes, I think so. Not many, perhaps, but yes, I think it will play a part. But even if what's happening in Eastern Europe wasn't happening, this song would still do well. It was one of the favourites to win anyway. It's difficult to really talk about it because if this song wins, will there be a bit of a backlash? Or will people just accept the fact that it won because of this? I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. I really don't mind this track. You can have a bit of a bop to it. And like I said a moment ago, it is a very powerful number. There was an article in the Sunday Times, a British newspaper, yesterday, which I'm going to mention very briefly. It says here, now, you could interpret this as a bit arrogant, as I did when I read it. But anyway, it says, we'll win Eurovision because of the song, not the war, insists Ukrainian rapper. And all this article talks about is Ukraine potentially winning. Ole Syuk, who is the frontman of Kalash Orchestra, says here, well actually, it's the Times essentially paraphrasing what he said. Kalash Orchestra has been installed by the bookies as odds-on favourite to win, but Psyuk insists that their song will win on its own merits, rather than because of sympathy. So has he come out and said, we're winning? Because if he's saying that, that to me is a little bit disrespectful to all of the other acts involved this year. But yeah, they're in a very healthy position to lift that trophy on Saturday night, no doubt about it. Winning would really increase the morale of the country. Yes, it would, but it would also increase the morale of any country, you could say, perhaps. I don't know. But yes, that article was in the Sunday Times yesterday, and I read it and I thought, are you saying that you're winning? Are you saying that you are ultra confident of victory on Saturday night? I'm not sure about that. But yes, Stefania will push for the win, if not win, by a mile. I feel as though people are actually not really discussing the fact that that could happen. It could be a landslide win. In fact, Paul Jordan, also known as Dr. Eurovision, says in this very article, they will win the public vote by a landslide. And then he mentions the fact that juries might vote differently. We shall soon know, but one thing's for sure, this is probably winning the semi-final. Moving on. Song 7, Bulgaria, Intelligent Music Project Intention. It's a rock song. It was the first song revealed for this year's contest, months and months ago. For a long time it was widely regarded as the poorest entry this year. I think for a lot of people it still is. But actually, seeing the rehearsal clip, they're giving it a good go. Orange lights, pyros, that guitar solo, vocals aren't bad. Yes, it's a bit static, but actually this really isn't that bad at all. And I think people are now starting to come around to the fact that actually maybe we were a bit harsh about it at the start. It's not that bad a song at all. Still though, this is a huge step back from what Bulgaria has been bringing to the table in recent years, and it's very hard to see this generating much love, many points, anything like that tomorrow night. But you never know, it would be an upset perhaps. Song 8, the Netherlands. Oh man. Ace Teen with De Diepte, the first Dutch language entry from the Netherlands since 2010. This is great. It is an atmospheric, intimate, stirring ballad that is really personal to the singer in question. Lovely vocals. She's in this cracking outfit. It's a sort of slightly revealing black dinner jacket style thing. But it looks really nice on her. And there's not a whole lot of movement, but I don't think there needs to be necessarily. You've got the lights that sort of fan out from the arches of the sun. I'm really looking forward to seeing the whole thing. This has done well in pre-contest jury votes, and a lot of the fans as well have responded warmly to this, including myself. I loved it from the first time I heard it. Is it a contender to win? Perhaps. Certainly, though, this is going through. Moving on to Song 9, Moldova, Stop Shistub and Advahov brothers with Trenjaletl, the Little Train. This is the third time Stop Shistub have represented Moldova at Eurovision. Both times previously, they've done well. In 2011, with a song that nobody thought was going to do well at all. Could this be in the final? Absolutely. It seemed as though some momentum was getting behind the Moldovan track a few weeks ago. That has since faded, perhaps because the performance doesn't seem to be as wacky as we expected it would be. We thought there was going to be a train on stage. There isn't. Instead, it all feels a bit flat. The song is very jaunty, but the performance doesn't necessarily match the tune, if you can see what I'm trying to say here. The vocals are fine. There's a sort of kaleidoscopic pattern on the backdrop. There is a little bit of energy. But there's better songs in this semi-final. We know Moldova can punch above their weight. It's happened plenty of times before. We shouldn't be shocked if Moldova are in the final getting a decent result, but I think nobody would be surprised if this misses out as well. Portugal, Song 10, lovely stuff. Saudade Saudade by Maro, one of the more likeable musicians this year in my opinion, absolutely. Really interested to listen to new music that she comes out with in the following months and years. Beautiful woman, lovely song, very intimate indeed. On the B stage, bit of a smoke machine that isn't too overpowering. Yeah, she's joined on stage by a group of women. They're all clapping their hands, really feeling the lyrics. It's so gentle. And coming straight after Moldova, it's such a change of pace. It's such a change of emotion as well. Oh man, this could do exceptionally well with the juries, and I think the public won't be completely dismissive either. Moving on to song 11, Croatia, Mia Dimsic, Guilty Pleasure. Well, she sings this well every time. She's a fabulous singer. She's in that sort of pink dress. There's dancers on stage with her trying to tell a story. Does it really work? I don't really know. There's this blue forest landscape on the backdrop. Very pretty, very gentle, very sort of Taylor Swift. I don't mind that at all. But this just isn't impactful enough. It's the sort of track that a lot of people will forget as soon as it's over, I'm afraid to say. As such, this is looking like a pretty solid NQ, but stranger things have happened. Denmark, song 12, I'd love it if tomorrow night I'm sitting here looking at my TV and the hosts say, Denmark, oh man, I think I'd fall off my chair, ready with the show. I really do like this. It's nothing original, but you know, I enjoy it for what it is. It's a bit of a rock number, you know, pop punk, early 2000s, that sort of thing. It's a girl group, block colours, flashing lights, pyros. It's pretty much exactly the same as it was at DMGP, just transplanted onto the Paralimpico stage. Vocals are good. Obviously, this starts off slow and then all of a sudden it turns into more of a rock number. I've always enjoyed this. I just don't think there's enough support for it, and I don't think the juries are going to go big either. But you never know. Never rule out the Danes, as I've said many a time. Then we have Austria, song 13. Wow, this went from being an absolute definite qualifier in the eyes and ears of many, and now is not expected to qualify if you look at the betting odds, and a lot of fans aren't so keen on this anymore either. Why? It has to be said, Pia Maria's vocals, they've been a bit shaky at times. I know it sounds harsh, but that is why, the predominant reason why, this song has slipped in popularity. It seems as though backing vocals are going to play a big part, and Pia's not that bad a singer. Lumix is doing his thing behind his deck. They're surrounded by this halo of lights. There's fire, lots of red lighting. It's exactly as you would want it to be. But will this song be punished by those international juries for those vocals? I don't know. Surely not that harshly. We wait and see. It's a really good song. It's a sort of throwback Euro banger. I mean, I think I said this in a previous video. If I showed this to family members and friends of mine, they'd be saying, oh, this is probably going to win, just because it's got that sort of somewhat stereotypical Europop banger sound to it. But it's a really lovely track, so different from what Austria brought to Rotterdam last year, although that wasn't a bad song. It's hard to say, isn't it? But surely the public will be on side with this, and the juries won't be too harsh either. Who knows? Then we've got Iceland, song 14. You know, I feel as though when we as fans watch the rehearsal clips, we're looking for something to fault, which means that we can often overlook the positives. This rehearsal was completely fine, wasn't it? Nothing bad about it whatsoever, but it's as though people just sort of brushed it aside after it was over. It's Sister with Melchijkandi Soul with the Rising Sun. I think this is great. Americana folk, real family affair, harmonies are tight, beautiful staging, nothing too fancy, languid camera shots, golden lighting streaking across the arena. There's nothing bad about this. But you know that people are going to watch it and just, you know, it's a sort of sleepy track. Harsh but true. Juries should like this. They really should. Because there's a lot to like. The public, I'm not expecting to go big for it. But when you smush the votes together, it's a difficult one to say. Then we have Greece, song 15. Just a little slice of magic this is. Amanda Georgiadi Tenfjord with Die Together. Of course this is going through. So many people loved the rehearsal clip on YouTube. In fact, I think most people had this as, if not the best, then one of the top 5 or 6 rehearsals out of all of them over the past couple of days. This was just great. They've got that melting chair effect, blue lighting, she's in a white dress, vocals are very nice, it's all very natural, it's very unfussy. The music builds up, and then we've got that really powerful finale, that big note which she seems to nail. We saw that in the rehearsal clip. And we know that it starts off quite a cappella, very atmospheric, very moody, very dark, immediately attention-grabbing. I made a whole video about this, and it is arguably the finest song Greece has had for a very long time, and it's perhaps my favourite Greek entry ever. from Greece in the contest. Certainly to date, yes. I really love it. Going through. Then we have Norway, Song 16, Subwoofer, Give That Wolf a Banana. Could win the public half of the results, not only in the semi-final but in the final. That is a possibility. Can't rule it out. And obviously, this is so striking because it's two guys in suits who look as though they've just stepped off from the Book of Mormon, wearing massive yellow wolf masks. Very reliant on pre-recorded backing vocals. No doubt about it. Very reliant, every performance. But they are singing live, certainly. And there's blue and yellow lights, choreography, dancers, the DJ at the back. Really, the choreography is what makes this so memorable. If it was a lot more pared back, which obviously it wouldn't be, but if it was more pared back, it just wouldn't leave as much of an impression. It's very silly, but at the same time, you're going to be invested from the very first lyrics because you want to know where it's going. You want to know what happens next. You've got pyros. It's a real spectacle. And to think that Elsie Bay was the fan favourite at first, and now a lot of people have really warmed to Give That Wolf a Banana, including myself. Not one of my big favourites, but I enjoy it for what it is. I think we're all in agreement that this is going through. The juries, on the other hand, maybe not so keen. We wait and see. But they won't completely ignore this either. They can't. There's too much to like here. Too much that's working. Closing the semi-final, Armenia. Rosalind with Snap. This is great. And you can tell why it's on last because they've got this big prop. This big shoebox-like structure made out of post-it notes. There's a bed, a lamp, I think, a chair. Rosa is another great singer this year. Absolutely fantastic. Always nailed it at the pre-parties and things like that. This is folky, quite contemporary, got a toe-tapping melody. She's really likeable. The song is very good. Music video is very good, but we're not voting on that. And again, I think this is the sort of song that really holds your attention for 3 minutes. I believe she's not in that box for the entire performance. I did see a few photos where she's outside of it, so I'm interested to see what happens there. But oh man, this is something very different from Armenia, but very good. And at first, like a lot of people, I wasn't sure if this was going through. It felt a bit borderline to me, but now it looks as though it's pretty much a sure qualifier. But of course, as I said earlier, stranger things have happened. So, excuse me, I'm eating biscuits and drinking tea. That is my rundown of the 17 songs. Let me know your thoughts. But now, the crucial part, the prediction. There will be a picture up on my Twitter page shortly, which you may well see, just going through what I'm about to tell you now. This prediction, I don't need to tell you this surely. Don't take it seriously, it's just a bit of fun. I've been making predictions for years, since well before YouTube. In my folder of notes, over there somewhere, I've got predictions going back to 2008. So a long, long time. And I've got my notice board here as well with the slips of paper on, which I've shown in previous videos as well. They're now in the correct order. Semi-final 2 isn't. That prediction will be coming on Wednesday. But, shall we go through this then? Let's do it in a random order. Wahey, I've got it here in front of me. Each song was given a mark out of 100 in various categories. Vocals, staging, stage presence, confidence, all of that business. The betting odds, as of Saturday, when I made this prediction, I know that 1 or 2 countries have moved up and down. The attention surrounding this song, the buzz, the momentum. Momentum can really have an impact. Portugal were behind Italy for so long in 2017. Look what happened there. And then also Cyprus just came whoosh right up in 2018. What I think the juries will say, what I think the public will do, and then me just not judging anything else and just ranking the songs as I think they might finish tomorrow night. And then you work out the average mark. So, let's go through this in a random order. Are you ready? The first qualifier is the Netherlands. De Diepte by Ace Teen. I cannot see a situation where this misses out. It is just too good a ballad. Really stirring stuff. And I know a lot of other people out there really think this is top quality stuff as well. The Netherlands is going through. Qualifier number 2 is Armenia. Rosalind with Snap, Armenia's first appearance in the final since 2017, looks to be on course to happen. I just think this is a really lovely track, and it's grown on me a lot. I mean, I liked it upon first listen, but it's really grown on me a lot. It's in my personal top 20 of the year. Lovely stuff. The third qualifier is Norway. Subwoofer, Give That Wolf a Banana. I mean, come on, there's no way this is missing out. The juries will have this in their top 10 as well. I feel fairly confident about that. The public, like I said, they may have this as their winner, unless Ukraine run away with it. It's just a very convincing performance. A little bit silly, but really slick at the same time. The fourth qualifier is Albania. The opening song tomorrow night, Secret. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be a really convincing qualifier, but I still think it's one of the best 10 songs that we're going to hear and see, so it's going through. The fifth qualifier is Ukraine, of course. Kalish Orchestra with Stefania. I don't need to say any more about this. It is quite clearly going through. The country may as well have a bye to the final on Saturday. Everybody knows what's happening. The sixth qualifier is Lithuania. Bit of a risky one, I know. Monica Liu. I just think that the juries will appreciate this enough, and I think the public will also respond in kindness. Not a huge mark in either set of results, but enough to see Monica over the line. And I know the song is quite popular with a lot of people as well. And obviously, if it makes the final, I don't think she'd be anywhere near the bottom either, because there is a bit of a diaspora vote, but also the song's not that bad. We will soon find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The seventh qualifier is Portugal. Maro with Saudade Saudade. Yeah, again, when this was released, and then it won Festival de Canção, I thought, ooh, I don't know if this is making the cut. But now, I'm thinking, yes, absolutely. Can't see a situation where it misses out. It's just so beautiful, so pretty, quite haunting, but beautiful in that sense. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the performance tomorrow night. It's as simple as that. 3 countries left. The 8th qualifier is Greece. Of course, Amanda Georgiadi Tenfjord with Die Together. Tremendous ballad. One of the strongest tracks this year, if you ask me. Should be up there pushing for the win in the final. Might end up falling short, but still a song that I think Greek Eurovision fans can be very proud of indeed. That leaves 2 spots available in the final. The 9th qualifier is Latvia. Another risky one. Oh, it's another risky one. Chitizeni, eat your salad. If Latvia go through with this, what a result, because their form over the past few years has been very, very bad indeed. Let's be honest. No final since 2016. Dear me. Several last places in the semi-finals as well in that time. It's not one of my favourites, but I can understand why people will gravitate towards this, just because it's so playful and colourful and performed really well. And the juries, you know, maybe they'll just enjoy this for what it is too. Not expecting great things in the final, if indeed Latvia get there, but this could well grab a place in the Saturday showdown. That leaves 1 qualifier left. Let's go through some of the non-qualifiers. Denmark out. Sorry to say it, because I do enjoy the track and always have, but not enough support. Sweden can't vote for Denmark here. Finland can't vote for Denmark here. Iceland can, so that's probably going to be 12 points from the public. Possibly 12 from the jury as well, but that's only 24. That's not enough, is it, for crying out loud? So, yeah, Denmark maybe would have benefited from having more pals in this semi-final. I'm looking at the other countries and I don't see enough points going their way. Very good performance though. Also out, Croatia. Mia Dimsic, Guilty Pleasure. Lovely tune, but again, not stand out enough. Where are the points going to come from? I just don't know. Iceland is also out. Oh man, it's painful to say that, but yeah. Where are the points going to come from? I'm repeating myself here. I just don't see it. I can't imagine people in the Netherlands are going to say, yeah, let's give Iceland a few points. I can't imagine people in Switzerland are going to say, yeah, let's give Iceland a few points. I think I said that Denmark... Yeah, I think I said that Norway couldn't vote for Denmark, but they can, of course. Anyway, I'm going off on a massive tangent now. Iceland, really lovely track. Really nothing bad about the rehearsal clip, and I'm sure there'll be nothing bad about the whole performance tomorrow night either. But I just don't see it going through. The juries might like it, public not so much. And that might be the killer blow. Switzerland is out. Oh boy! I am not too sure about that myself, but I've crunched the numbers, and Switzerland is out. Oh man, if the juries go massive, then I think he's going through, absolutely. If the juries aren't so hot on this track, then he's out. The public, I cannot imagine, will be charmed enough by Boys Do Cry to put it through as a qualifier themselves. It's very reliant on jury support. It could be a jury darling, or it might not be. Not enough. Also out, Bulgaria. Come on now. Let's be realistic. I think we're all expecting this to be an NQ. I really don't mind it. I don't mind rock music in general, but there's better songs. It's as simple as that. This is such a disappointing effort from Bulgaria, who are capable of much better, and we've seen much better. We've heard much better in recent years. Slovenia's also gone. LPS with Disco. Yeah, this has grown on me a lot, but can't put it through as a qualifier. I just don't see it happening. Never viewed it as a qualifier. But it's a young band doing the best job they can, and the staging looks pretty decent as well, so that has to be commended. That means, if you've been paying attention, there's two countries left, Austria and Moldova. The 10th and final qualifier in my prediction for semi-final 1 is Austria, Lumix and Pia Maria. I just have faith that the public mark will be decent enough, and that will be enough to see Austria into the final once again. The juries, maybe they'll be completely dismissive. It's interesting because whereas I think Switzerland is reliant on jury support, Austria I think is reliant on public support. The public have got to get behind them. I can easily see Halo missing out, but I would be really quite taken aback if that happened actually, because this song was so popular upon its release, but that momentum has just diminished so much in recent times. Yeah, it's a difficult one to say, but I'm saying Austria's through. In fact, I've never put Austria down as a non-qualifier. That means Moldova's missing out. I did have them down as a qualifier recently, but then when I saw the rehearsal clip on YouTube, the fact that the energy isn't quite as high as it should be perhaps, it's all falling a little bit flat, it's a rather messy tune in general anyway, it's out. I do not think Moldova will be sneaking through again this year, but again, you never know, might well get a place in the final. I don't think any of us would be that surprised. So, I really am rambling now. Let me go through from bottom to top, okay? Bulgaria last, 58.86 is the average mark. 16th, Slovenia, 60.57. 15th, Croatia, 60.57, but ahead of Slovenia purely because, in certain categories, Croatia has a slightly better mark, but also because I just feel as though Croatia might edge out Slovenia in the end. It's as simple as that. 14th, Iceland, 62.86. Denmark 13th, 63.86. Moldova 12th, 64.57. Switzerland 11th, 66.14. And then Latvia 10th, 67.71. So very close. Lithuania 9th, 69. Austria 8th, 69.86. Armenia 7th, 76.71. Quite a jump there between 8th and 7th. Albania 6th, 78. Portugal 5th, 81.43. Netherlands 4th, 83.86. Norway 3rd, 84.29. Greece 2nd, 87.57. And Ukraine winning the semi-final with a big score of 89.14. So there you have it. Big ramble, But that is me covering the songs in semi-final 1 of This Is Eurovision in Trin and telling you my final prediction. Tomorrow night I will run through that prediction very briefly again and then sit here and watch the results as they come in on my TV and give you my absolute first thoughts, of course. And then that video will be uploaded. And yeah, I'll be going through semi-final 1 again briefly on Wednesday, all being well. That's it. Let me know your thoughts. Genuinely interested to know. Hopefully the quality of this video wasn't too bad. I'm now going to finally eat this biscuit. Good stuff. And that really is it for now. My God, it's going to be a great show. Really looking forward to it. And we might definitely have a few surprises this year. I would say I'm confident of getting about 7 right out of that list of 10. Like I said though, it's just a bit of fun. I wouldn't take it too seriously. The hardcore fans among us will probably get 10, as they probably have numerous times in the past. I am not a hardcore fan, but there we go. Ukraine, Greece, Norway, Netherlands, Portugal, Albania, Armenia, Austria, Lithuania and Latvia. Tomorrow night it all kicks off, and hopefully I'll see you then. Until next time, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and bye for now. Ciao for now, indeed.